Hello, this is Cash Mirage. The perfect crime. I never thought I'd be the one to tell this story. But here I am, 3 years after everything collapsed, finally ready to confess what I witnessed. My name is Sarah, and I used to work in HR at a mid-sized tech company. What I'm about to tell you will make you question everything you think you know about workplace fraud. It started with coffee. Isn't that ridiculous? The most elaborate corporate scam I've ever seen began because someone in accounting kept buying an extra latte every morning. Marcus Williams was our finance manager. 42 years old, married with 2 kids, drove a sensible Honda Civic, and had worked at the company for 8 years. The kind of guy you'd trust with your mortgage payments. The kind of guy who brought homemade cookies to office parties and remembered everyone's birthdays. The kind of guy who was stealing $60,000 a year from us. But let me back up. The first red flag wasn't the money at all. It was Emily Chen. Emily was supposedly our new remote data analyst, hired during the COVID chaos of 2020 when everything was virtual anyway. Her resume was perfect. Stanford graduate, 5 years at Google, glowing references. She was assigned to work directly under Marcus, analyzing market trends for our quarterly reports. The weird thing, nobody ever saw her on video calls. Marcus always had an excuse. Emily's got camera issues. She's in a coffee shop with bad lighting. Technical difficulties, you know how it is. For 2 years, Emily Chen was the most productive invisible employee we'd ever had. Her reports were brilliant, her insights were spot on, and her work was always delivered on time. I should have known something was wrong when Marcus started coming to work with 2 coffee cups every morning. Getting one for Emily, he'd joke, holding up the second latte. She's working from the local cafe today. Conference room's too noisy. Conference room? What conference room? Emily worked remotely. She lived in Portland, supposedly. Had an apartment near Powell's Books. Loved hiking on weekends. Marcus knew so many details about her life. It was almost like he'd invented an entire person. Because he had. The truth came out during our annual audit. Our new auditor, this sharp-eyed woman named Janet, was reviewing payroll records when she noticed something odd. Emily Chen's paychecks were being direct deposited to an account that had been opened the same week she was hired. The bank statements showed a pattern that made Janet's eyebrows shoot up to her hairline. Every deposit was immediately transferred to another account. The same account where Marcus Williams had been depositing his legitimate salary for 8 years. Emily Chen didn't exist. For 5 years, Marcus had been collecting 2 salaries. He'd created fake references using burner phones and temporary email addresses. He'd written Emily's brilliant reports himself, working nights and weekends to maintain the illusion. He'd even created a fake LinkedIn profile with stolen photos from a real data analyst in Seattle. The most incredible part? Emily's performance reviews were outstanding. Marcus had been so committed to the fiction that he'd made his imaginary employee the star of the department. When they arrested him, Marcus looked genuinely surprised. Not guilty, not ashamed. Surprised. Like he couldn't understand why anyone would think what he'd done was wrong. I was doing the work of 2 people anyway, he told the police. Emily's projects, Emily's reports, Emily's presentations. I earned every penny of that salary. In a twisted way, he had a point. The work Emily Chen was credited with was legitimate, valuable, and incredibly well done. Marcus had essentially been running a one-man consulting operation under his company's nose, using his insider knowledge to deliver exactly what the business needed. But the psychological profile that emerged during the investigation was what really haunted me. Marcus wasn't motivated by greed. His lifestyle hadn't changed at all. Same house, same car, same modest vacations. He'd been putting Emily's entire salary into a college fund for his kids. Every stolen dollar was earmarked for their future tuition. The man had embezzled $300,000 to be a better father. His wife didn't know. His kids didn't know. He'd compartmentalized the fraud so completely that even his closest friends described him as boringly honest. The office joke was that Marcus wouldn't even take an extra napkin from the cafeteria without paying for it. Yet every morning for 5 years, he'd walked into work, bought 2 coffees, and casually mentioned his fictional colleague. He'd created an entire human being, complete with personality quirks, professional accomplishments, and weekend hobbies. Emily Chen had a favorite restaurant, a preferred brand of laptop, and strong opinions about data visualization software. Marcus had spent so much time pretending Emily existed that he'd started believing in her himself. During the trial, the prosecutor called it the most elaborate payroll fraud in company history. The defense attorney argued that Marcus had simply found a creative solution to being overworked and underpaid. The judge called it deeply disturbing and sentenced him to 3 years in prison. But I keep thinking about those 2 coffee cups. Marcus genuinely seemed to believe he was buying that second latte for someone. He'd hold both cups carefully, making sure not to spill Emily's order. He'd walk to his desk and place 1 cup next to his computer and the other next to a second monitor he'd requisitioned for Emily's remote workspace. Then he'd drink both coffees himself, switching between keyboards like he was collaborating with an invisible partner. The scariest part isn't that he stole the money. The scariest part is that he created an entire person to justify it. Emily Chen became so real in Marcus's mind that he developed genuine affection for her. He'd worry when her reports were late. He'd defend her work in meetings. He'd even gotten annoyed when someone suggested Emily wasn't pulling her weight. "She's the best analyst we've ever had," he'd snap. "Show some respect." He was defending a ghost he'd created, nurtured, and grown to love like a real colleague. The company recovered most of the money. Marcus's house was sold, his assets seized, his reputation destroyed. Emily Chen's LinkedIn profile was deleted, her email accounts closed, her fake references exposed. But sometimes, late at night in the office, I still catch myself listening for the sound of a second person typing. The phantom employee may be gone, but her ghost lingers in the space between what's real and what we desperately need to believe. Marcus Williams created the perfect crime by creating the perfect employee. Someone who never complained, never missed deadlines, never asked for raises or vacation time. Someone who didn't exist. And for 5 years, she was the best worker we had. If you enjoyed this video, please support the channel, like, share, and subscribe. Please write a comment what you think about this video.